renewed hope. And in the renewed hope manifesto of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the agricultural component, what I call Agbado evolution component, that speak the heart of re-engineering the Nigerian state, that speak to the need of a people driven by a philosophy that is mostly agrarian, driven by a population that is mostly rural, driven by a philosophy and ideology that looks at our land, our population, and utilizes it for the growth of our people and our country. And that is what the Asiwaju Shettima presidency will be all about. Do you know what it looks like? Do you know what it means to get farmers across the country to support a candidate who believes in developing rural Nigeria for the greater good of the Nigerian state? The Asiwaju Shettima ticket has positioned itself as the farmers' ticket, not because they are saying it, but because in Borno State, Senator Kashim Shettima did it. In Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has shown that, yes, states can become developmental. Yes, states can become revenue component of national development. Yes, states can become the center part of how Nigeria becomes productive and how Nigeria becomes developmental and how Nigeria becomes progressive. And so, as we prepare for the post in February 2015, something unique is going to happen. Farmers across the country are mobilizing for Asiwaju, from the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, to the Maize Farmers Association of Nigeria, MAN, to the Ginger Farmers Association of Nigeria, to the Asiwaju Farmers Forums themselves. Farmers across the country are mobilizing to support the candidate that cares. The candidate has spoken about the need and the challenges of the Nigerian farmer. How to make them better. How do you make them better? You make them better by looking at what the manifesto says. What is the manifesto saying? The manifesto is speaking to you commodities board. It's speaking to grain reserve and then storage facility. It's speaking to the rural infrastructural development. It's speaking to access to funding. It's speaking to irrigation and water catchment. It's speaking to farm cooperative. It's speaking to opening up more farmlands. It's speaking to agricultural hubs that will become productive, hubs that will become developmental, hubs that will employ Nigerians. Look, there is no sector in this country that employs as much as agriculture. There is no sector in this country that puts the impact and the need of rural Nigeria into focus like agriculture. And when Asiwaju made it his own core driver of the Nigerian economy, he put you Nigerians, he put every single Nigerian today who is in need of job, who is in need of development, who is in need of progress into focus. And so, as we speak, across the country, you can see farmers from all over the states of the Federation are registering in their numbers, from Adamawa State to Katsina State, from Kano to Benue, from Cross River to Ogun, from Kebbi to Jigawa. Farmers are mobilizing for Asiwaju because they see the honesty of purpose. They see the fact that if Nigeria has a revenue problem, who has solved the revenue crisis in their various states when they were governors? If they see that Nigeria needs a continuity package from what President Muhammadu Buhari has done, who is the candidate out there who has the capacity, who has the understanding to be able to ensure that we become a revenue-centric people that generate revenue, that is utilized in the development and production and the updating and the growth of the Nigerian state? You cannot be a nation of people that believes in miracles without work and think that Nigeria is going to work. If you look at the development plan of Lagos as the only state that has actually shown semblance of continuing progress, steady progress over time, then there is absolutely no way you will not be able to look at our candidate, the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, look at his manifesto, renewed hope, look at his understanding to make Nigeria better, and he will not support him. So this is the opportunity for you to look at all of them, all that is in front of you, and make the case that yes, it is a national project for Asiwaju to become president. It's a national understanding for Asiwaju to utilize Lagos model for the growth of the Nigerian state. It is a national favor. It's a national, progressive, sustainable pathway for us as a people to look at what has worked and deploy that for our national good. Look, forget party. Yes, we are all members of the APC. Forget the misconception you have on the street. Oh, Nigeria has not worked under Buhari. Are you aware that both Dangote refinery and the Port Harcourt refinery are going to come on stream this year? Are you aware that Warri refinery and Kaduna refinery, some things that couldn't be turned around, are working? Are you aware that under this present government, we have had the largest and the most massive infrastructural development this country has ever seen with the limited resources? It is time to build. Rome, all of us keep saying, was never built in a day. Development and progress and the ability of this nation to become the greatest nation in the world that it will become. It's not a miracle crusade. It is not something that requires you to hammer. This is the foundation of progress. This is the foundation of growth. This is the Agro-Commodities Directorate of the Asiwaju campaign in the Presidential Campaign Council saying unequivocally, without fear or doubt, that this is the farmers' presidency. Because it is time to utilize opportunities in Nigeria for Nigerians, to grow Nigeria from within. It is time for us to look within. Stop telling me that government has no business in business. Government is the only business in business. The American farmers are the most subsidized in the world. The European farmers are the most subsidized in the world. And then they come to you to tell you that government has no business in business? Haba. Wait now. Asiwaju is going to make it easier for farmers to become productive, to become a core component of our processing. We must get off the crude oil cost. And the crude oil cost must not become a factor and must not become a cost in the agricultural sector. In the words of Femi Adesina, the question he asked was, how is it that Cote d'Ivoire, that is one of the largest producers of cocoa in the world, lost $1 billion when the price of cocoa collapsed? Meanwhile, those who are into processing of cocoa did not lose anything. And that is the foundation and the manifesto of Asiwaju, to take agriculture to the level of real productivity and make it a component of national development. Once that is achieved, the nation will achieve job security, food security, progressive development, and more importantly, national stability. So if you tell me that you are not going to vote for Asiwaju, I'll ask you, do you really want this country to become better? Agriculture is the foundation of your good. Agbado and cassava are the foundation of your development. Asiwaju and Shettima will make that happen. The Agro-Commodities Directorate is mobilizing farmers across the country to deliver the Asiwaju Shettima presidency. Because farmers are the largest voting bloc in Nigeria. Because youth, women, men are all a component of farmers. And you know what? 78% of Nigerians are in the farm. 70% of the day is in rural Nigeria. Majority of them are all farmers. They have their PVC. They are ready to go to the streets because they believe that the greatness of Nigeria lies in the hands of Nigeria to utilize our own ability, look at what is in front of us, and develop our country. Say Jagaban, say Asiwaju, on the mandate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu we stand for the greater good of the Nigerian state, for the development of our societies, so that food security will help us to create social security. That is why you must vote for Asiwaju Shettima. That is why APC is your candidate. That is why farmers are mobilizing. And it is time to put Nigeria first, to vote Asiwaju Shettima and make this country work. I am Retin Teleke, Secretary of the Agro-Commodities Directorate and convener of the Asiwaju Farmers Forum, saying go out and mobilize for the tickets that will renew the hope of development, progress, growth, productivity, processing, and the capacity of this nation to become the best in Africa and to become a great nation in the world. Thank you for listening to me. I'm off.